Hello, everyone. We are live. Yes, that is
I
correct.
think we're
We
good,
are
boys.
live.
Oh no, Jim's going ham.
Yeah, no, I'm starting my broadcast. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my info thing here. So, is it restarting anyway?
Yeah, and I don't like that at all.
Okay.
Might have small
Has
problems.
it been 2 hours?
No, it's supposed to start. I gotta turn your stream off. I'm blowing myself up. Hang on.
Okay. I'll let you figure that out for a minute. But
Yeah,
anyway,
give me a minute here. It's gotta go down here. I can tell you that much.
okay, that's fine. We are just finishing the last minute touches for the launch of the server, man. Finally. Finally. I'll let Nick do his little thing here. I would apologize for it taking forever, but honestly, the fact that we were able to whip this server up in 2 days, plus the financial thing, I'm not going to apologize. I think a couple people have been a little too impatient, actually, considering that I just announced this like 2 days ago, and we're already getting it fired up. So big thanks to Nick. I mean, Nick has basically spent the last 2 days non-stop working on this thing, getting it set up. So we had a lot of building help from Graham.
Yeah, we got big problems.
Is it doing that restarting thing again?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I thought they had that script and stuff. Like, was it at least going to be up long enough for me to be able to do my intro thing?
I gotta fix it. Hang on.
Okay. Do you know what's wrong with it?
Not really.
Oh boy.
So that's when we do it live.
Inevitably, as soon as I hit start broadcast, it decides it's going to start freaking out on us.
Oh, I think I might have figured it out.
Oh, fucking left a wrench in the body of the machine, huh? Close up the hood of the car, and what's that mean when I left an entire set of wrenches in there? Yep, I did. Truthful, because we're about to open it up, baby. You mad, Truthful? Hey, Truthful, I love you so much that you were the first person that I delisted and kicked. And yeah, it's going to be 1.1, man. All updated for 1.1, all ready to go. It was definitely nothing personal. I'm just about to do a sort of like a fly-through type thing, and I just wanted to make sure the area was as clear as possible. This is the PvP server, man. Hence the title of the stream, quick raidcraft.net info stream and server launch. It's not going to be up yet, not open yet, so the IP will not do you any good until Nick removes the whitelist. Right now my texture pack is the base. Alright, let me know when it's stable and I can do my show.
Will do, sir. I think I may have fixed it.
Okay. Seems to be restarting again.
Let this one do its thing real quick.
Okie dokie. I was the one that came up with the idea for a desert because one thing that irks the crap out of me on servers is when people move like 5 feet from spawn and build their base there. It's like, why? Why? Especially on a PvP server, why would you ever do that? So, to hopefully encourage people not to crowd the spawn, I decided to make the spawn as I'm bumping in my mic. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fixed.
Uh,
I had it restarting every minute because I used an asterisk instead of a 0. Fail.
okay, there you go.
I didn't want to restart it, so we're good.
Okay, sweet.
Should restart every 2 hours now. We're good. We're good.
Nice, dude.
We did it
All
live.
right, cool. We'll do it live.
All
But
right.
anyway, yep.
Are you doing preview real quick? You may wipe the stats.
Just go ahead and hold off on that. I'm gonna do the preview
Okay.
real quick, and after
Do it live.
that, wipe it. All right, so I'm gonna hop out of the channel too.
Sounds good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to do the official launch trailer type thing. I'm going to record a sort of launch trailer, I believe, for YouTube or something like that. But all right, this is our brand new server. This is the continent of Tungao, and this is the city of Reshan. This is the, I guess you might say, capital city, although it's not really that big of a city. Not really a city at all, as there are no houses, but it is the launch site for our new PvP server. This is the IP will be, when it opens up, pvp.raidcraft.net. The server is not open yet, as we are just about to launch it at the end of this stream, which is going to be in about 15 or 20 minutes. It's going to be a very short stream. But yeah, this is the city of Rishan. This is where you will spawn on the server. I'm going to go over all of the rules. I likely will not be answering too many questions during this portion of the show. Well, I don't know. We'll see. So, where to begin? Okay, I guess we'll begin at the spawn. So, when you spawn into the server, the first thing you will see, as my game is stuttering a little bit, is this. You spawn in this cool little obsidian structure with a nice nethery themed pit beneath it. And you have signs that detail the different directions, the different cardinal directions you can go. But I would certainly suggest that the first thing you do is come to the library. This library not only hosts the server rules, but a treasure trove of information about how to behave yourself on a PvP server, as well as just ways to, survive and thrive while you're playing around. I will read over the server rules and go over them in big detail. The rest of the stuff I'm just going to kind of skim through, so you guys get a general idea, and you can read at your leisure when you connect to the server. But I guess you would say the most important things right here are that you can report suspect cheaters to raidcraft.net/forums. You just go to www.raidcraft.net/forums. There is I believe, a forum set up specifically to report cheaters. And the forums there as well will be, available to discuss things outside of, cheating. We'll be posting polls about, decisions we're going to make for the server, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you register there and get active. The site's very beautiful. Nick really worked his ass off these last couple days, guys. So every time everybody was just being a little too pushy about the server stuff, it's a little grating, but that's okay. We made it. And I have music playing, which I'll get to here in a minute. The other thing is, we don't mind positive feedback. If you guys have any comments about the server itself, please let us know at raidcraft.net. So, the server rules. 3 things. That's it. Firstly, we have a zero tolerance policy towards cheating or hacks. Scripting is not allowed either. Skills must be gained manually. This server is running the MCMMO plugin. Wielding a sword or an axe in combat, shooting a bow, using a hoe, digging with a shovel, mining with a pick, tending to a garden. All of those things have skills, like skill points that you gain, and you gain special powers that allow you to do those things better. You become more efficient at those things. You get more drops from when you do those things. So, if you are caught raising those things directly while AFK, you will be banned. Now, it's not to say you can't do things while AFK, but anything that would involve like an auto hotkey type thing, or logging in another account and having them fake duel each other all night, that is the sort of thing that we are not going to allow. We want to encourage players, if they wish to level their skills, to level those skills on other players, or while otherwise attending at the keys. This will give a more fair representation of what people have accomplished. So if you are caught doing it, you'll be banned. If you have significant evidence to believe that someone else is doing it, please report them at raidcraft.net/forums. I'm getting the strict rules out of the way first so we can get to the fun stuff. So there you go. Number 2, it's a PvP server. Expect to be attacked and raided, and expect your base to be destroyed. No crying, okay? So, I really don't know how else to put it. This is a PvP server. Make friends, certainly, but you will make enemies. Your enemies will attack you, you will die, you will lose a lot of stuff, your base will be destroyed at some point, I'm sure. You will lose all of your stuff. Can you get upset? Sure. Will you be upset? Probably. But crying to the mods saying someone griefed you is going to be completely ignored, okay? This is entirely opposite of what it was like what it is like on my survival server, where we take griefing very seriously. So this is a PvP server. Let me repeat, this is a PvP server. Expect to be attacked, expect to have your base exploded, expect to be raided, expect to be looted, and expect that you should do the same to your enemies. Okay? Very important to keep that in mind. Now, that being said, rule number 3 is to be civil. A little trash talking is okay, but taking it too far is no fun for anyone. Let your swords talk for you. What I mean by that is, you can talk a little friendly smack with opposing factions. If you raid them, you can gloat a little bit about it. But anything taken as a strict, personal attack where you start really disparaging somebody and assaulting them personally instead of just some friendly, trash talk, is not going to be looked upon very favorably. So let me go ahead and rehash the rules here. We have a zero tolerance policy towards any kind of cheating or hacks. Now, a lot of people have asked about like the minimap mod and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of one of those gray areas. I would suggest you try to keep to as clean of a jar as possible. There may reach a day where Nick and I kind of realize that the minimap is a little bit overpowered, and we might have to, there's no way to detect it as far as I know, but you know what I mean? I would just advise that you try to keep your jar as clean as possible. Just enjoy the game. Use in-game tools and tricks, and talk to people. Make allies, scout. Use in-game ways to detect people instead of using things like, a mini-map mod or anything like that. So I would certainly suggest not using anything to modify your game. But this is it for the rules. There are no other rules for the server. I say this with the reservation that I could eventually add rules, at a later date if they seem necessary, but doesn't necessarily mean it. So the server will be active as soon as the stream is over. We will open the floodgates open. It is not going to be a whitelisted server. PvP is definitely disabled here at spawn. I'll go into that here in a minute. There are safe zones in the world. Like I said, I'll go over that here in a minute. But yeah. Everything's going to be opened up here in a little bit. It is not a whitelisted server. You can invite your friends. You can invite your mom, your dad, your entire family, anybody you know, your worst enemy. You can invite them all to play. It is open 24/7. Going to be open 24/7. And you're certainly able to do whatever you want. Okay, so let me go into some of the rules about how the actual world is set up. One of the biggest plugins we have, and the most important plugins we have, is called Factions. This right here is an information board that details a lot of things about the Factions plugin. You can find out more information about Factions. It does not say server rules, by the way. It says server rules. There's just a bright red color. See, it's pretty. But yeah, the Factions plugin, you can find out more information about it at tiny.cc/factions. There is a little bit of a blurb here that tells you some stuff about it. We'll go over this here real quickly. So if you are or are aspiring to become a faction leader, here are a few of the commands that will help you create a faction. First of which is to just type /f create and then the name of your faction. As soon as the server goes live, my cousin and I will be founding the faction 1005. This creates your faction. You can think of your faction as a guild. You can invite your friends to your faction by using /f invite and that person's name. They will then be able to do that. There are a lot of controls you can set for it. You can set an enter and exit message for when people come near your territory. You can set aliases for your people. You can make alliances with factions. There are a lot of things you can do with it. It is a slightly complicated but yet somewhat straightforward mod, or I should say plugin, to use. And again, if you have any questions or need any more information about that, tiny.cc/factions. We have really been working our asses off. Yes, Dark Star Die. We've been working our asses off. There's no question about it. And yeah, if anybody ninjas 1005, you're going to get banned, and I'm going to take it from you because that's our faction name. Okay. Two other commands you can use, /f set home. That will set the home for your faction. It is the place that you should have very secure. Whenever anyone in your faction uses the command /f home, they will warp to there after a certain amount of time. So you can use that to warp around. Very handy. And then, of course, /f claim allows you to claim land. More about that in a minute. This will a claimed area is an area where other players may enter, but they may not interact with anything in there at all. There's no way to open doors, close doors. There are a few slight glitches that can kind of get around that, which I'll go into in a little bit. But they can't interact with anything. They can't. They can attack people who are in your faction area. But as a defender of an area, you do get a bonus. You receive less damage from enemy players. There's a large amount of benefits to having an area that's very well secured. But keep in mind that if you have no doors to your place, people can just walk in and take your stuff. And you will not be compensated for that. Again, PvP server, people will steal your stuff, okay? And then, yeah, so that's just kind of a summary for faction leaders. Faction members, including faction leaders, of course, have, again, just a few sample commands here. Chests are not protected. No, you can open chests. That's one thing you can do. You can steal other people's stuff. No question about that. So, the /F who command will show the faction info of a faction. So if you type /F who 1005, it would show our overall power, which I'll get to here in a minute. It would show our allies and our enemies. Who I don't think it shows who you're neutral to, because that'd be everybody else. But it shows your allies, your enemies, like your members who are offline, who are online, all that kind of stuff. Very good to find out who your enemies are and learn more about your allies. So certainly a very handy command for everyone who's involved in a faction. /F home, as mentioned before, is a teleport to home. I believe it is on a 10-second timer. That is to say you have to cast for 10 seconds without moving if you want to teleport home. That way you can't do it while you're in the middle of combat, because that would be cheating. So yeah, you can use this to teleport home after you've been on a big expedition. No problems. We don't mind fast travel. It makes the game more interesting. There you go. /F chat will toggle your in-game chat mode between general chat and alliance-only chat. And I think you can also toggle it to your actual faction's chat as well, just for your faction. That way you can type in-game to people who are only allied to you, not to everybody. So you're just typing /F. I think you can even abbreviate with just /F space C. Will allow you to toggle the chat modes between all the different modes. So that's something you can mess around with when you get into the game. And then, of course, if you actually wish to join a faction, most of which will require you to be invited, but you can just type /F space join and then the name of the faction, and you will be added to it. So there you go. Going back to the is it safe at spawn? Yes, it is. There are 3 different types of areas in the world of Tungao. There are safe zones, war zones, and wildernesses, and technically a 4th area, which is land that's been claimed by an enemy, or your land that has been claimed by a faction, but I couldn't fit that onto the sign. So safe zones, war zones, and wildernesses, they are colored like this because that is the color that they show up as in your chat log. If you read it horizontally with me, safe zones are an area where you can't build or be attacked. You are completely safe in a safe zone. War zone. War zones are an area where you can't build, but you can be attacked. So be very wary of that. And then the wilderness is an area where you can build, mine, fight, or claim the land. You can do pretty much anything in the wilderness. So let me show you roughly where the borders of this city are. If you obviously you won't be flying, but if you take a look around the area of Rashan. Here is the border, right here. This little cobblestone, or not cobblestone, this little sandstone jagged edge is the border between the safe zone, where you are free from PvP and monsters. You are invulnerable. I mean, you literally can't die. I'm pretty sure even fall damage won't kill you. Let me check. Yep, even fall damage won't hurt you. Let's see here. That real quick. Okay. Once you get into the war zone area, however, this is where things get dangerous. You cannot build here. I mean, I can because I'm an op right now. But you cannot build here. It is a sort of a wasteland. You can be attacked by other players, so be aware of that. But most of this immediate desert area is a war zone. This is encouraging. This is our way of encouraging players to step away from the spawn area to build. We don't want. Let me just say this: if you build really close to the spawn, your base is going to get raided really easily because you're obviously right there. If you're 5 feet from the spawn area and you're within line of sight, you're going to get raided. But just as a preventative measure to literally prevent people from going right outside of spawn, this entire area, for the most part, this entire desert is a war zone. So you cannot build here, you cannot claim this land, but you can be attacked here. So be very careful of that. And then the wilderness itself, if you go further out, is pretty much the rest of the map. This map has been fully generated. There is a border of 2,000 squares. The spawn is at exactly 0, 0. Here we're in the wilderness. So if I really wanted to, I could claim this chunk here myself. There's one command I forgot. I probably should have put on there, but I'll explain it to you guys. But right here is the wilderness. Like I said, part of the wilderness. If I had a faction, I could claim this land for myself. By typing /F space claim, you can claim the land. But one very handy thing to do is type /F space map. It gives you a somewhat hard to read map, but it's actually fairly. Ooh, we need to remove that area. It's actually fairly useful. So when you type /F space map, it prints out a little sort of text-based map. The map is always oriented north. Okay. But the hardest part about reading it is that you're not always oriented north. So if I turn this way and I type /F space map, it generates the same map. But if you can see in the upper left-hand corner there, if you can see how the southeast is red, whereas the rest of the compass is orange, that tells you what direction you're facing. So you can use this map to find territories as well. And if I head towards the center area here, towards the actual city of Rashan, you can see a better view of what the surrounding area is like. So, and yes, you cannot get to the Nether. Yeah, Sloop, thank you for handling that in there in the chat. You cannot get to the Nether in this server. We have it disabled, but there are ways to get Nether supplies. More on that later. Let me show the map here again. So now you can see more or less the entire city of Rashan and its surrounding area, at least in a horizontal view. You can see that the plus signs in yellow mean it's a safe zone. Plus signs in red mean that it is a war zone, and the minus signs are just wilderness. So the map is very handy, very, very handy indeed. And if you see factions, they will appear with different symbols, and there will be a guide. So like a slash in one direction will be like 1005, as you saw back over there. Maybe like a question mark might be, Panda Battalions. Group, whatever he's going to name it, if he's going to have one, and so on. So the map, very useful thing, and again, you can find all about this faction stuff at tiny.cc/factions. Very handy, very useful website. So let's go back to the board here real quick and read the rest of the stuff on it. Very useful things indeed. We already explained what the different zones are. Down here, each player has an amount of power that they possess. Power goes from -10 to +10. Power goes down when you die and regenerates over time. The longer you stay alive, the more power you regenerate. The power of a faction is how much land they can claim. So power is based on the individual, but for a faction, the amount of power that all of those individuals have combined dictates how much land they can have. So if Nick and I form a faction with just the two of us, each of us maxes out our power. We'd have 20 power out of 20 maximum power, because each player can have 10. We could claim 20 land. The problem is, if either of us dies, our power would go down. If your power is less than the amount of land that you have claimed, other factions can steal your land from out from under you, and they can steal it from anywhere. So if you have your base in the center of a huge plot of land that you've claimed, somebody finds that out and drops your power low enough to the point where it goes beneath your amount of land claim, they can be like, oh, well, they've got all their treasure right here, so I'm just going to claim this land from them. Problem? I'm not sure exactly what power you stand up, but by the time you actually would get attacked, it should be maxed. It's not that hard to max out. It's just that when you get into an extended fight, if you keep dying, your power will plummet. General piece of advice, not a hard and fast rule. I would advise spending at most maybe 30 to 40% of your power, if that. You want to use very little of it, so it gives you more of a buffer when you die. So very quickly to recap. Oh, and you can also check anyone's power score. Excuse me, including your own, by typing /F power and then the player's name. I think if you just type /F power, it tells you your own. I'll just try it. Power. Oh, they do have to claim from the outside in. Okay, I thought you could claim anywhere. Well, either way, they can still cut a path right to your loot. It should, it might only take 3 or 4 places. For some reason, I'm thinking you can. Okay, they can still get to you very quickly, is what I'm saying. So I'm sorry, I apologize about that. I misunderstood that. But so there you go. Right now, because I'm messing around, I have 4 power out of a maximum of 10. So there you go, and it'll tell you about that, and you can tell, so I can be like, F power elusive 101, who's Nick, and he has 10 out of 10. So there you go, you can find out anybody's power. So again, very brief recap, your faction's power is the total of all of the individuals' power, and if you have less power than land claimed, your land is vulnerable to being captured until it equalizes. So there you go. So, big summary about that there. That's the factions. It's more or less the most important part about how the PvP and the bases and all that kind of stuff works. So let's go into a very brief primer about some of the sort of PvP stuff you might expect to get into. Do you value your things? I know I do. A single block placed over chest will lock it tight. Otherwise, anyone can loot your stuff whenever they want. So, if you're not at your base and you put a single block above the chest, there is no way that a enemy player can get into the chest unless they are able to actually detonate it. So, very, very important to lock your chests. I mean, obviously, locking your entire base is better, but as a failsafe, put blocks above your chests when you're not in your area. The enemies cannot break any blocks in your territory, so they will in no way be able to open these up. Now, it's very important that you do this, even if your place is surrounded. The way that, because of the latency in Minecraft, somebody can actually come up to the side, like say this is the side of your base here, okay? Somebody can actually come up and break this block right here. Now it'll only vanish for a split second, and then it'll be put back, and it'll be like, you can't break blocks in so-and-so's territory. But in that split second, you can right-click and open that person's chest. So you really have to have a block placed above the chest to lock them out from that. It's the only way it's gonna happen. And we've tried that trick with a block above it, but the game remembers that the chest is locked from a block above, even if you destroy the block. So this is the only way. 1 or 2 blocks above your chest. This is the only way to lock it. So please do. This is public information. This is always available in the library if you want to know more about it. So come here and read up when you get into the base. No problem at all. Okay. On the subject of obsidian. Obsidian in the land of Tungao, which again is the name of the continent that we're on here, is weaker than elsewhere. Okay, apparently elsewhere. I need to fix that. 2 direct hits at point blank range destroys obsidian. 2 blasts of this TNT would destroy all 4 obsidian blocks. So if a TNT placed here were to explode twice, these 4 obsidian pieces would be destroyed. So obsidian is still tough, but it is not infinitely tough. TNT can destroy obsidian. It still makes for a very good resource to guard your base, but it will blow up. Alright, another nice little trick here. If you close a waffle on yourself and log off, and make sure you get right up close next to it, watch what happens. So I have a waffle here, I walk up to it, I close it, I log off the server. This may have been fixed actually in 1.1, so I might have to remove this. I haven't actually tested this in 1.1, so I guess we'll find out. Okay, it still works. Oh, wow, it actually put me all the way up. Okay, I'm going to have to fix that, too. It will take you above ground, more or less. It's supposed to take me right here. I don't know why it didn't. So I'll have to adjust this. I haven't tested this in a while. But anyway, you will end up on the next highest platform, theoretically. You can use this to escape. Oh, it's probably because of the signs, come to think of it. You can use this to escape your base if it is underground. So if you have a underground bunker and you want to get to the surface, put a waffle on the wall, open it, close it, log off, log back in, boom, you're at the top. This is not a cheat or an exploit. This is, well, technically it's a bug, but it is acceptable for the server. It is something we will allow. So don't feel bad about using it. Certainly encouraged if you have an underground bunker. So yeah, just make sure you have a low-hanging ceiling. I believe these signs are what's preventing me from jumping up here instead of all the way up, because it normally only jumps you up to the next highest platform. And yeah, another reason that waffles rule. So, alright, going back to here. Do you like your walls? I know I do. Pouring water around your walls makes them strong. TNT that goes off in water doesn't damage anything. So, with a combination of obsidian and water, your base should be pretty secure. Keep in mind that we do want to keep this a fairly fun environment. The problem is that if every faction barricades their bases in so tightly to make them completely immune to siege, it risks being a little boring. So don't hesitate to protect the most important parts of your base with obsidian and water, but have fun building other things as well. If it gets blown up, it's just an excuse to build something new. Just enjoy your time on the server and don't worry too much about survival and all that kind of stuff, and I think you'll have a lot more fun. And I really encourage people not to rage quit if they die and lose all their stuff. Take the time just to rebuild, make some new friends, and go get your vengeance instead. Have a great old time doing all that kind of stuff. So, speaking of the sort of transportation system, hate walking, /spawn, and /F home are 2 different ways to zip quickly around the map. But beware, trying to leave in the middle of a fight will result in an instant death. Use these tools only when you are safe. So, You can teleport to spawn whenever you wish. You can teleport back to your home area if you're in a faction whenever you wish. I think both of these take a few seconds for like a cast type thing, like a Hearthstone type thing if you're playing WoW, to go through. But they will eventually transport you there. You can use them as much as you want. There's no limitations on them at all. Not a problem in the slightest to use and abuse them to buy resources, raid, whatever you want. Just keep in mind if you try to do them in combat when someone is fighting you, there will be repercussions. So if you get caught into combat, man up and fight. Even if you think you're going to lose, fight anyway, because you cannot escape. You also cannot log off in the middle of combat. If you do, you will die. The game spawns an NPC that has your identification. The NPC is very easily killed since you won't be able to heal yourself or anything, or run away, and you'll die. So don't ever log off in the middle of a fight. Speaking of fights, are you hungry? The fast food plugin, which we have, changes how eating works. When you are full on hearts, eating acts normally. So if you are full on health, if you have 100% health, which I do right now, eating works completely normally. So let me go ahead and let's see here. Give myself a spider eye and a apple. Okay. So eating works normally. I can eat, no problem. Okay, let me actually work off a little bit of this hunger real quick, and I'll show you why I grabbed the spider eye here in a minute. So I'll show you guys around the rest of this place, I guess, real quickly. The fast food plugin drastically changes how combat works in Minecraft. So you will have to be very mindful of your health and keep plenty of food on you, because it more or less makes food work exactly like it did back in 1.8. So now that my hunger is not full, if I eat now that I actually need to injure myself, so let me go ahead and eat a spider eye. There we go. Now that I'm poisoned, now that I have not maximum health, any food that I eat will heal me instantly. That was me right-clicking right there to regain those hearts. So you can carry stacks and stacks and stacks of food. Every time you right-click, as long as you're injured, the food will be taken immediately, and you'll get half of a heart back. So you can spam food in this with this plugin. So right here, when injured, you may instead spam food like in MC 1.8. You then get 1/2 heart and 1/2 hunger and 1/2 heart restored. Any food works, and you can carry stacks and stacks and stacks of this stuff. As long as you're quick enough in combat to put them on your hotbar, fair game. So keep in mind that anybody that comes in to attack you could have 10 stacks of food on them. So they could be a little hard to kill. Keep in mind, once their armor breaks, they're going to die quickly anyway, because damage is definitely pretty high in this. So, just another thing to keep in mind. A full list of the plugins here, or at least the most important plugins, is right here. I'm not going to read over all these because it's just kind of a big waste of time. Let me go ahead and go into the next big part of the server, which is MCMMO. If you guys have ever played any MMORPGs like Star Wars: The Old Republic or World of Warcraft, or I don't know, there's tons of MMOs out there. A lot of you guys know that MMOs work on skill progression. Usually, there's some kind of skills that your character has to build up to become better at the game. This plugin allows that sort of functionality within Minecraft, and it's really cool. We're going to start off with the basic thing. Everyone knows mining is the cornerstone of gameplay in Minecraft. Leveling the skill gives you more drops per deposit and the ability to mine, instant mine on a cooldown. So around this room, and I'll go briefly over all of these, there are these little placards that tell you about the different skills. All of them are highlighted in white, and that is the slash command that you do that corresponds to the skill. So if I type /mining, in my info box here, it explains the mining skill. XP is gained by mining stone and ore. My level is currently 0. I have 0 out of 1020 XP to get to my next level. Here are the effects that I get. Super Breaker. When I activate it by right-clicking with a pickaxe out, and all of the abilities generally activate by right-clicking with whatever item it is. I get a faster speed and a chance to get triple drops on whatever I mine. That includes diamonds and coal and pretty much everything. Okay. And then just innately you get a chance to get double drops with high level mining. At level 0, my double drop chance is 0, but as you gain levels by mining, you'll have a better chance to get double drops. So you invest all that kind of stuff, and you're good to go. I believe you can find more information about this at tiny.cc/MCMMO. Yes, right here. Right here's the info. It says the MCMMO plugin, blah, 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 great for PvP. To learn more, go to tiny.cc/MCMMO. So for the full information right there, boom. There you go. Okay. So yeah, that's the mining skill. There's also fishing. I'll go over this one really quickly. Fishing, XP gain, fishing, go figure. Treasure Hunter is a passive. You can fish up miscellaneous objects. You can fish up enchanted armor. You can fish up all kinds of crazy stuff as you get high level fishing. It's going to take you a while to level it, but it will give you the ability to fish up high-level enchanted armor, all kinds of goodies. I think you can get straight-up diamonds. You get all kinds of materials. I'm not exactly sure what all it's done. And the server will be open as soon as I'm done with this tour here. So I'm trying to go through this quickly but succinctly so you guys get the general gist of what's going on. And I'm going to make sure I keep this in my archive so I can refer people to it if they really want a good tour of the server without having, with my commentary on it. And then you get the Magic Hunter ability, which does allow you to find the enchanted items. It's locked until you get 150 skill. 150 skill really isn't a lot. It doesn't take too long to get to it if you stick with it. So just kind of those things you have to work on a little bit. Let's take a look at some of the other skills we have. Herbalism. Herbalism can help you hold a healthy diet daily. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Double drops and the ability to make mossy cobblestone. Oh wait, and mossy cobblestone sells for a little bit better in our market, which I'll get to here in a minute. I'll just do the slash command on this real quick. Herbalism. Harvesting herbs and pumpkins, anything that can be grown will level your herbalism. You get things like the ability to make, like I said, make mossy cobblestone, to auto replant wheat when you harvest, so you punch the wheat and the wheat will automatically replant itself. So if you're going to play on this server, I would advise against any form of automatic farm. Do it all manually, you'll be much better off. You'll get all kinds of benefits. This skill also, in previous versions, and we're trying to work it into this one, will let food that you eat heal you more in combat. We're going to try to work it out and balance it out if we can. So this is a very good skill to have. Not only will it generate you cash and keep you fed, it will make you better in combat. So don't discount it. Let's take a look up here at the top of the ladder, which we can no longer stand on. Thanks, Jeb. Prone to falls. Hold shift down during landing to break a fall. Acrobatics allows you to roll upon falls and also dodge melee attacks. So acrobatics. Bam. I already gained some XP on it. This is all going to be reset, by the way. But you can roll to reduce or negate damage by holding shift when you fall. A graceful roll is an even better shot. It has less chance of happening, but is twice as effective, which means you take even less damage. And you also gain the ability to straight up dodge attacks in melee. So again, one of those very nice little things. And the XP is gained from falling. So if you have a decent amount of food and you're walking around the countryside, don't feel bad about crating. You'll get good XP from it. So. As far as combat goes, here we go. You can train up your unarmed skill to punch through solid wood. You'll do more damage with a higher skill, and you're even able to disarm foes. I think it actually knocks the weapon out of their hand. I'm not sure if it just makes it so they can't attack you, but I believe you can actually knock the weapon out of their hand, which is pretty ridiculous. So, and all of these skills are just passively leveled. Almost all of them have something you can activate, though. Like, for instance, unarmed. You right-click with unarmed. It says you ready your fists, and as soon as you punch somebody, it activates. Berserker, I think it's called. Yes, Berserk. So yeah, attacking monsters is how you gain XP for unarmed. I'm currently level 4. Berserk ability makes me do 50% more damage and will break weak materials while punching. So I think it breaks like gravel, sand, dirt, stuff like that while punching instantly, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then you have a chance to disarm. I currently have a 0.1% chance to disarm. Not that much, but yeah, that could be pretty good. If they got a nice sword, you could be like, bam, that's mine. Once you get unarmed mastery, I think you get that at a pretty high level. You get a very large damage upgrade. I think your fist starts to do as much damage as a diamond sword does, or something stupid. It's pretty ridiculous. And then you also have a chance to deflect arrows with your handout too. So certainly an interesting skill to level up. I think it requires a lot of investment, but could be very well worth it. Let's see if I'm strong enough to punch through this here. All right, let's line this up here. Make sure I'm all lined up here. Yeah. Oh, sweet, dude. Look at that. I'm only level 4 unarmed, and I can already punch through solid wood. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's head up here to visit our little puppy dog. Taming. Taming can let you lead a powerful army. Your wolves can do more damage, gain resist, and you can summon them. So here's the taming skill. It's apparently gained by having your wolves get harmed, so I guess getting them into combat. And tons of abilities here. It's a very complicated skill, but basically it makes you a lot better at having and handling wolves, and they get pretty badass later. So, okay. Here's the sort of the rest of the skills are listed over here. Archery, pretty straightforward. You simply will do more damage as you get higher level, I believe. I think you just get a damage increase at some point. But you also have a chance to light your targets on fire. Your arrows can daze the target, which I think makes them just look straight up or straight down and not be able to move for a brief second. So if you can sit there and keep shooting a dazed target, archery can be very powerful. And with this being a 1.1 server, 1.1 introduced bow enchants. And let me tell you, a power 5, if you guys don't know this, a power 5 bow, which is like basically sharpness 5, a power 5 bow does 9.5 hearts of damage fully charged. That's almost enough to one-shot somebody. So archery is way more powerful now because of that. So this could be a very, very good skill to level. Normally melee weapon is king in PvP, but it may not be anymore. Archery might be giving it a run for its money. Yeah, we tested it. 9.5 hearts of damage, almost enough to one-shot somebody. And if your arrow sets them on fire, you do one-shot somebody if they don't have any armor on. But anyway, swords are sort of the more defensive, but still pretty strong in melee attack. I'm level 500 right now because we were testing some stuff. Obviously, I'm going to be reset to 0 since I'm going to be playing on my server completely legitimately. Swords give a chance to counterattack. They have an ability you can activate called Serrated Strikes, which gives you a small area of effect whenever you swing and also causes bleeds in an area of effect. Your melee attacks will straight up get a chance to cause the target to bleed and do a large amount of damage. So you can counter attacks to make it so that you, I think, hit them back when they hit you. And then, of course, you get the extra bleed damage. So swords are pretty nice. Plus, you can actually block with them, which is good. Minecraft recently introduced a system in which you can repair items by putting 2 of the same item into your crafting bench. You get an item back with the combined durability. Pretty handy, but in game there is a repair skill. Slash repair. You place an iron block in your base. This iron block is called an anvil. It will even tell you about that. You can use the repair ability to repair tools and armor. You take an item like, say, an iron hoe. We'll use the hoe. Okay, the hoe costs 2 iron to make. So if you use the repair skill on it, it will consume 1 iron ingot and give you 50% of its durability back, because that's sort of the proportionality of it, if you know what I'm saying. So if you have an iron sword, 2 iron ingots. So if you use the repair, you'll get half the durability back. It will cost you 1 iron ingot. As you get better, you'll get an extra percentage of durability restored. You'll get a chance to do a super repair for a large amount of durability regained. You'll even get the chance at higher levels to be able to repair things with enchantments on them and not lose the enchantment. So this is way, way, way better than leveling or using the regular repair thing. I would advise making an anvil as soon as possible and always using it to repair your tools. You will benefit a lot from it. Once you get a higher level, you can start repairing like diamond weapons with level 3 enchants. It's really, really good. So should probably remove that iron block because they can just use it. I don't see anything wrong with that. Whatever, it's just a single iron block. Not a big deal. So yeah, like I said, once you get high enough in repair, you can retain enchantments with the repair skill. Pretty badass. Okay. How are you going to remember this? You don't have to. Come here and read it whenever you want. This is the server. This is on the server, so come here whenever you want. Like I said, go to tiny.cc/factions for the factions info, and tiny.cc/MCMMO for the MMO aspects. All right, so let me go over the rest of these real quick, as apparently the server decides it's going to restart. So let me apparently wait for Nick to get the server back up. I drink some water. My throat's hurting already, man. But there you go. There's the link for it. Thank you. I'm Undead. I'll answer some questions while I'm sitting here. There's just 2 more things I want to go over. I want to finish that, and I want to show you guys the marketplace, and then I think we'll be good to go. So we're almost done here. I'm sure you guys are really anxious to get to get on the server and get the action fired up, because I know I am. So we'll be launching the server real soon, guys, real soon. So like I said, if you have any questions about this kind of stuff, feel free to read at the library here. You can always go back to Spawn, read all the information there, or go to the 2 websites for the 2 biggest, most important plugins, which are tiny.cc/factions and tiny.cc/MCMMO. Both of which, again, very good. So let me see. What happened to the server?
It's back up.
It's back up.
Okay, I was just wondering. Okay, I'm gonna hop down. All right. Okay, back to where we were going. So yeah, repair really good. Axes are not only for wood cutting. Okay, two different skills. So wood cutting, as I apparently hit caps lock, wood cutting, uh, level by chopping down trees. Tree feller, when you right click with an axe, you will be able to make trees explode. At least I think that's how you activate it. Yeah. You can also, I think, blow away leaves, which makes it so you can turn leaf blocks into saplings or something weird. I don't know. But you have a chance to get double drops from wood, and you can also fell trees instantly with the tree feller ability. So kind of nice, but not really that great. On the other hand, if you do slash axes, axes in this are a combat weapon. They are used in combat. They have their own skill. They are separate from swords. You gain XP from attacking monsters. Again, I'm not going to be level 500-ish when we go active. Skull Splitter, when you activate it, you right-click with an axe, and it allows you to deal AoE damage all around you for, in this case, at this level, 11 seconds. So everybody around you in an AoE gets attacked when you activate Skull Splitter. Axes are very powerful at high levels. They have their downsides compared to swords, but they are very strong. You also have a chance to do critical strikes just straight up, in addition to Minecraft's regular criticals. Very, very strong. And then Axe Mastery, as you level up, I think to level 500, you will just straight up start doing way more damage with the axe. A fully enchanted sword, that is to say with sharpness 5, does do more damage than a fully leveled axe, because swords don't actually give you more damage from leveling up. You get extra little tidbits, but the actual damage output doesn't really go up all that much. Axes do. You get a higher level with axes, they will do a lot more damage. And it makes up for the fact that you actually can't enchant axes, nor can you block with them. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. Axes, better for AoE, little worse on the defense, so a slight more aggressive weapon maybe. Swords, kind of more all-purpose. It's your choice. Or you can level both. You're not limited to a single one if you don't want to. Last skill in the game, Excavation, leveled up by Digging. Excavation allows you to, digging and finding treasures, Excavation allows you to dig up random treasures. You can get anything from, I believe, records, to nether wart, to glowstone dust, to maps, to compasses, to saddles, I think. There's all kinds of random, some of it's crap, but random stuff you can get from digging. Since the nether is not enabled on this server, leveling up your excavation could be a very good thing, because it will allow you to get a slight trickle of nether wart, which of course used for potions. Potions are awesome. Certainly a lot of fun. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the MCMMO and factions plugins. I know I kind of breezed through it. You'll have plenty of time to read and of course play on the server. I'm going to be playing on the server right after this cast. I'm probably not going to be answering a whole lot of you guys' questions, because I actually want to play. I'm dying to play myself. But I wanted to make sure I give you guys at least a little bit of a primer. When you log into the server, again, it's not going to be whitelisted. Make sure you read over the rules real quick. They're right here. This is where the spawn is. For those of you who are joining a little later, this is where the spawn is right here. You'll spawn this little obsidian spire. Just run right over here to the message board, read the rules, and then you can skim over everything else and go out and have your fun adventure. So, last thing I want to go over about real quick. Actually, for one, you probably have noticed that there's music playing. This is actually in-game music. We have a plugin that will play records permanently. So, if you have a record player and you turn it on, it will play permanently. I do ask that you do not grief with these by placing record players around. If you do place one somewhere and we catch you, we will probably ban you. If you have a house and you want to play a record in it, that's fine. We are using this strictly so the towns that we have, and there will be more in the future, have some sort of ambiance to them. And I really like this song. This is I forget which one it is, but it's really good. It's a straight up Minecraft record, so really cool. Just let you play it indefinitely. So our little desert town has a cool deserty sounding theme. I like it a lot. Actually, I guess there's two more things I want to go over: donations and the other thing. Okay, so the store. The game has a economy plug-in. This is the store. Pretty much everything useful in Minecraft is for sale or for you can either buy or sell it. The signs dictate the price and the quantity, and they're fairly straightforward. Let me show you this. I'll just use dirt as an example here. So everybody's going to start with, I believe, $50 to buy some initial supplies if they wish, and then you can spend them as you want. You can buy and sell. You can trade with other players if you wish, and all that kind of fun stuff. And all that kind of stuff you'll have to kind of experiment on your own. I'm not going to go over that right now. But if I walk up to this sign and I right-click it, I will buy 32 dirt for $4. So just read the sign straight up and down. It's pretty straightforward. I will buy from the store 32 dirt for $4. If I go over here and I right-click this sign, I will sell 32 dirt for $1. Pretty straightforward. Let me go over to diamonds. Big thing. Everybody wants diamonds. Diamonds. If I right-click this sign, I will buy 1 diamond for $64. If I right-click this sign, I will sell 1 diamond for $32. Here, buy 1 iron ingot, 16. Sell 1 iron ingot, 8. Good things to sell, possibly. Gold. Gold sells fairly well. $8 a pop, not too shabby. Lapis sells reasonably well, considering how much you get. You sell 16 for $32. Redstone sells okay. Sells 16 for $24. Not too shabby. Other ones that are good to sell include pumpkins. 1 for $2. Really not that bad, considering that pumpkin is also the best way to level up your herbalism. And there are furthermore all kinds of other things you can sell. You can sell ender pearls, although I wouldn't recommend it. You can... So what else can you sell? Reeds, aka sugarcane. You can sell blaze rod. You can sell most everything. I mean, all of the signs are pretty clearly labeled exactly what they do. Have fun browsing the shop and finding out whatever you want. Like here, you can sell TNT for $16 a pop. You can sell obsidian for $16 a pop. Lots of things you can do. I might actually have to tune this down to 8. One forewarning though, as you're exploring this shop, I did put a disclaimer here. This is a brand new server. We have no idea if this economy is going to be balanced, so prices are subject to change as the server launches at any time. I can swoop in and say obsidian is way too good to sell. I will nerf the price, and it's just how it's going to be. So you'll just have to understand that you may end up inadvertently making bad decisions, and it's just kind of something. And ooh, what's? Shh. Hey guys, something. Psst, back here. Oh, secret back here. What's all this? So, oh, okay. Interested in spawners? Contact an admin. Are these prices stupid? Hell yes! We don't know how this will balance out. Keep checking in. So, if you accumulate enough money, you can buy spawners. Yes, spawners. These are the prices that we are tentatively going to be using. If you have $15,000 and wish to spend it, you can buy a chicken spawner. 20k will get you a sheep spawner, 20k will get you a pig spawner, 25k for a cow spawner, 35k for a mushroom spawner. Obviously, these prices are a little ridiculous. We will very likely be changing these, but this is just kind of a way to say, yes, you can buy spawners, okay? Just throwing it out there. The prices will probably be changing. I just made up these values here. But they are spawners. If you can get and protect them, they are incredible. Ender pearls are enabled, by the way, yes. So, if you find like a dungeon that's got like a skeleton spawner in it, okay, you can buy, it would cost you some money, but you could buy a zombie spawner to go alongside it, have that generate you a ton of monsters, which you can use as an XP farm, you can use as a source of income. These are investments, but keep in mind, if you buy it and you place it, it is there forever unless you get a Silk Touch pickaxe. Using the plugin that we have that kind of balances these, Silk Touch does work on spawners on this server. So if you find a spawner and you have a Silk Touch pickaxe, guard both of them with your life. You will be able to secure that, transport it back to your own mob grinder, and use and abuse it. Totally reasonable. I will say this. You can use it for XP, as in game XP, which you use to enchant. You cannot use spawners to level up your skills. And it's not that it is a rule, it is that it is a prevention. MCMMO does not give you skill ups from your combat from mobs that spawn from spawners. So if you have a skeleton spawner, you can't level up your swords on it. It just doesn't work. MCMMO prevents it. Just letting you know. Oh yeah, Nick, if you're listening, buddy, did we get sponges working? If they're not working, they will be. Sponges are something that they soak up water, very good for sieges. There are certain creative ways you can use to defend your base as well, defend and attack, defend your base as well as assail other bases. So sponges are certainly viable. If they're not working now, they will be soon. We want to get those working. So to originally get a spawner from dungeon, do you have to have Silk Touch? Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Delor. And again, these prices are probably going to be changed. Again, this is a lot of money that nobody's going to get within probably the first couple weeks, maybe in the first couple months. So don't worry too much about this. This is just our way of saying you can't buy spawners. They will be purchasable. There you go. Okay, how do you buy one from Double Sign? Well, one of them is buy, one of them sell. If there's a double sign for the same thing, one of them is I will buy 8 string for $4. I will sell 16 string for $2. Yeah, Kane, it normally doesn't. Silk Touch normally doesn't work on spawners, but we have a plugin that enables it to. So, and you don't. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, these you don't actually. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you don't actually buy them from the signs. You contact an admin. We have to spawn these for you. There's no compatibility between the special spawner plugin and the economy plugin. So, yeah, if you want to buy one, you have to contact an admin, me or Nick or Sloop. I think that's going to be it. So there you go. That's kind of the short and skinny of this. Again, have fun coming in here, experimenting, and looking around yourself. We have some nice disposals here, little waste baskets. If you have a bunch of stuff you don't need, some inventory stuff clogging you up, feel free to put it in the bin. As soon as you close the inventory, it's gone. So just be mindful of the fact that whenever you put something in here, it is gone forever unless you close it. So there you go. So there you go. And on the other side, I'll just show you this very quickly. We have pre-built equipment on this for sale over here. So you have diamond armor and tools, iron armor and tools. You can buy chainmail and leather armor if you wish. You can buy pre-built pistons of both types. You can buy pre-built brewing stands and pre-built enchantment stations, as well as any record you wish for $1,005 if you want. All of these are available for sale here in this sort of more boutique-like vendoring area. So, last thing, if I can go ahead and put fly mode in. This server is not cheap to run. I'm not going to beg for donations by any means, but there is a donation program set up. If you go to raidcraft.net, you can find all of our donation packages. Donating at different levels gets you different benefits. Iron and diamond blocks, special commands you can use, spawner gifts in some cases. All kinds of neat little benefits await you if you do choose to donate. And we'll have a lot more information about the donation and the donation packages on raidcraft.net. Most of it's already there, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask us at any time about that kind of stuff. If you do donate, one of the special benefits you get is the ability to teleport up to this floating shop right here. There are enchantments within that you can buy. Special enchantments that you can buy. You don't have to use XP for. We also might be we might start doing like some kind of a sale rotation or something like that, where there's a special enchant or a special item you can buy cheaper if you are a donator, if you've donated in the past to a certain level that allows you to get this to get up here. So plenty of options for you if you do choose to donate, but please don't feel obligated to donate. I would certainly appreciate donations as they come in, and you do get nice benefits for them. But it is not a forced obligation to do so. If you do donate as well, up to a certain level, I think it's the gold level. I forget what the name. Stone level, maybe. I forget. You get access to this. This is the Rashan Bazaar. You're able to purchase a stall and sell and buy your own goods. If you are sufficiently, if you are within sufficient donator rank, you have the ability to set up your own shop. Otherwise, we're not going to allow player shops because I anticipate getting hundreds of players, and each one's going to have to be set up manually. So, unfortunately, it's just not something that's feasibly able to be done. But it's not a whole lot to donate to get a shop. I mean, if anything, if you get a faction that you can really trust together, you can all pitch in for a donation to get yourselves a shop for your faction. Certainly an option. And I believe I've touched upon pretty much everything about the server. I don't think there's any topics that I really missed. So to summarize, go out and claim your own land, build a strong base, level your skills up, and above and beyond everything else, have a lot of fun. You don't have to register for anything. This is a open server. As soon as I'm done talking, you guys can fire it up, get on in here. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the server. I hope you enjoy Raidcraft.net forums, and if you feel you do enjoy this stuff, feel free to donate. Oh, one more Okay, about donations. When you get your donation rewards, which can be quite a bit if you donate a lot of money. I think if you donate $100, you get like 30 iron blocks, 30 diamond blocks, like 30 stacks of obsidian. You get a lot of stuff. It's a ridiculous amount of stuff. I will say this. Once you are gifted it, it is not under our control anymore. So if you do a huge donation, you better make sure that your base is secure or you have some other way to secure your materials, because if you die and lose it, unfortunately, because of just how this works and it's a fairly legit server, we are not going to compensate you for that. That being said, we're not just, if you donate and your base is crap, you know, if you haven't set it up yet, we're not just going to be like, here's your stuff, and you know you get killed before you have a chance to do anything like that. So if you donate, you'll be given the chance to get all of your stuff whenever you want. Keep in mind that I think what we might do is just give you the cash, because you get actual in-game money for donating. We'll give you that right away because you can't lose that, and we'll just do that every time somebody donates. But the actual in-game materials, we'll wait until you ask for it. That way you feel comfortable and secure. We'll do it quietly so nobody knows that you're getting it at that point, so that it doesn't make you particularly vulnerable. We'll make sure that you feel comfortable about the transaction before any of that goes through, if you're generous enough to donate. But again, you know, seriously, as long as you guys are on here having fun, I'm happy. I think we'll have a lot of fun on this server. It should be a blast. So, is there anything else that I wanted to talk about? I don't believe there's anything else. Nick, did I forget anything? Nick or anybody else who's been helping along with this. I would like to say before I sign off and open the server up, big special thanks to Grimbug. He did a lot of work here on the spawn. He built most of the buildings and we populated it. Gage helped out, Jay McGowan. Let's see, Chichi-Ace helped a little bit. Minty helped. Did I say Gage? Horden, Death. They had a lot of people help. And of course, and of course my buddy Sloop. But the biggest thanks go to Nick. Nick has been working his ass off the last 2 days, not only to get the server up and running with all the plugins correctly. Oh, GB Clutch, of course, was a huge help as well. But Nick has absolutely worked his ass off to get the server up and running in only 2 days, including at a fantastic website. A very, very, very good website. The website is unbelievably detailed. Last thing I'll say before I log off, I'm going to be aligning with my cousin and a few other people who I've handpicked for my own faction. I will be playing on this. While I am a server admin, as is Nick, we will not be abusing our admin powers in any way whatsoever. If you feel we are abusing our powers, please let us know. We will cut it back. We want to take this very seriously, because if you take this sort of thing very seriously, it will be more fun for everyone, and that's what we're really looking for. We really want this to be a very fun experience. Even if you get your ass kicked, please don't give up. Just treat it as a challenge. Come back, have a good old time. Like I said, make more friends, get some allies, and get vengeance instead of throwing a hissy fit. Just get in there and get it done. Alright? We will be playing, and we expect to be raided by some people, since I am, CilantroGamer, and I'm sure I'm going to be a target, but I'm sure I'm going to have some buddies to help me out as well. So, we're going to see what happens. Okay, I believe we have gotten everything taken care of as far as the intro goes. If there are any other questions or concerns, I feel like this cast has taken a little longer than I thought it was going to anyway. Please enjoy the server. Log on in. Nick's got to reset a few things, but the server should be up in no less than 10 or 15 minutes. Thank you all so much for watching this special show today. I will be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'm going to be playing on the server right now, off camera, but I will be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock-ish for my regularly scheduled community day, most of which will probably be on here. We may take a sidetrack to do some airship battles and all other kinds of fun stuff, but to be honest, this server has been just calling me out, just tempting me immediately. The PvP, or the IP for the server is pvp.fearcraft.net. The server will be open in, like I said, maybe 15 minutes at most, so be watching. We'll type out in the chat when it's active. So thank you for watching this broadcast. Like I said, I will be leaving this in the archive permanently if you want to listen to my smooth, sexy voice explaining anything else in detail. And of course, all this documentation is available in the server. Thank you again, and I will see you in a little bit. Sorry, Raidcraft. Did I say Fearcraft? Sorry.